So tonight's budget has been really interesting for Australia's assistance to poorer countries in our part of the world. The government has announced a $304 million special fund for responding to COVID in the Pacific and Timor-Leste, and this is undoubtedly a very welcome increase to Australia's assistance. It's needed because the impacts of COVID, particularly on the economies of small island states and also on Papua New Guinea, have been enormous, and there's a lot of suffering there and a lot of impact on the governments of those countries, their ability to provide basic health and education services for their people. So this is great. We give a B+ to the government for their efforts here. But further afield in Asia, we've seen basically stagnation in Southeast Asia, and also, very worryingly, some cuts to key countries in Southwest Asia. So particularly, we've seen a 1/3 cut to the people of Afghanistan, a country where Australia has fought in a war for 2 decades, and to see a country that is also beset by COVID and Australia stepping away from helping at this point in time is extremely disappointing. Also countries like Bangladesh, where there are very, very difficult circumstances caused by COVID-19. We've also seen a 20% cut. Overall, the Australian aid program remains at $4 billion, and that's effectively stagnant. And very curiously, the government's increase for a recovery fund in the Pacific for COVID is not included in the official aid accounting this year. More generally, there have been some other sort of disappointing decreases around disability, which Australia has been a trailblazer over a decade in inclusive development, but this year unexpectedly got a 25% cut in what is actually a piddling amount of only $12 million down to $9 million. Other areas like funding to NGOs remain constant, and the Australian NGO Cooperation Program is sitting at overall the same amount as last year in the low 130 million mark. So that's very important and welcome.